Hey, boys and girls, we have our big cinema room. What should we do today? Well, I want to watch a movie. Hey there, crew. Welcome back to another episode of Home Media Bliss. And today we are performing a service call and a fairly new client that we acquire from a takeover job. A takeover job means that a previous installer was working on this job, and sometimes either they get to the end or sometimes not even in the end of the job. And then sometimes things go wrong and the client decides not to go with them. But this is actually a fully finished cinema. We have a large screen over here with fully atmos system. Atmos meaning that atmosphere. So we got some high speakers above us. We got our 3 fronts, dual front subs. We got 2 sides and then we have 2 rears. The service call that we're performing is because the client kept complaining about a crackling of a speaker that was happening above on the Atmos high speakers. And let me show you what the speaker looked like. They were using these Kev speakers. Okay, so this is the one the client was complaining is actually making a rattling noise. So we got Gus already over here on a ladder, and he is making a cutout because we are actually selling him bigger speakers. Instead of these 6.5s, we're actually going with 8s. So what he's doing, if you notice, check it out, Justin, he is using the template cutout that comes in the box because he's gonna have to cut that speaker a little bit bigger. Now, even though it's only one speaker that went bad, most speakers, sometimes they're sold in pairs. But because we're replacing one speaker, we don't want one speaker to outperform another one. So what we're doing is we're actually replacing 2 of them. We're replacing the 2 front highs Atmos that are firing up at the people that are sitting in the front row of the usher seating. Now, we're not repeating the same speaker. In fact, we're pulling out the speaker and then we're also gonna be cutting out the other speaker that's gonna be here. And then we are replacing them with these Episode Signature Series speakers. Now let me show you the cool things about these speakers. Today, we are gonna be using the Episode Signature Series SIG78IC. This is a 8-inch in-ceiling speaker. And let's get a little bit on the unboxing so I can show you what the speaker looks like. So let's see, here we go. Alrighty then, inside the box, of course, you're gonna get your friendly handy dandy manual in which it explains to you how to install the speaker. So let's see, well, we don't believe in manuals, all right? We toss those out, we're just gonna wing it. All right, so inside the box, you get the speaker, okay? Look at that. Look at that speaker. You know what? Why don't we get that other speaker so we can compare it, speaker for speaker? Now, folks, over here, this is the existing speaker that the client had. Now, these are Kev speakers, all right? They're okay, this Kev CI series. I, for one, I'm not a fan of them. I mean, they're okay, but I believe that we should use beefier speakers. So this is the speaker that went bad, and then, of course, they painted the grill in black. And so if you could see side by side, you could tell how much beef we got on each speaker, see? So we're not gonna use that. So let me show you the specialty of this speaker. Actually, it has the 2 terminals in the top over here, and then the speaker's actually inside of a bracketing housing that's on here. All right, so check this out. If you notice this little levers on the side of the speaker, actually we can take these out in this fashion, and look what that does. It actually releases the speaker from the bracketing housing on here. And what we also like about this speaker, I mean, it's so cool, is that this is actually the bracket. So this, you can cut this out in the ceiling and install it, and it's virtually toolless. Once you make that cutout, you can hit these little buttons, see that? And it releases the little wing bracket, which holds the speaker right on the sheetrock. And then from there, once it's installed, all right, we bring the speaker wire out, install the speaker, put it in, and then lock those little levers back in, leaving the speaker inside of the cutout in the ceiling. Now you can also install these brackets and then save these on the side when you're building the cinema, all the walls and the sheetrock is up, and then you're gonna paint later. You can also leave them in the wall, and it comes with a painting mask. So when you put the painting mask on it, okay, you can leave this in the ceiling, And then the painters can come in and they can paint all they want, and then they're just not gonna paint the speaker. All right, you can either leave the speaker out or you can install the speaker. Let me put it in, come on. Let me get this in here, okay? You could have the speaker in the ceiling and also protect it in there as well so they don't paint it over. All right, so why don't we go ahead and install the speaker, and Gus is gonna show us how he's gonna make the cutout. And I believe inside of the box, you also get a template. Let's see, where is that template? Okay, crew, so this was the existing speaker that was in place here. If you notice, it goes right in there in the ceiling cutout. And for some reason, somehow, when the speaker got removed, I don't know if the installers installed the speaker or the painters took out the speaker and they painted the ceiling and then put the speaker in there, and the paint looks like it was still fresh. So when we took out the speaker, got some of the paint out. That's not a problem because our speaker, check it out, it's a lot bigger, okay? Check this out. So it's not gonna fit. So what do we do to that? All right. So then what we do is we take the template cutout, and then we're gonna go ahead and install this, make our mark around the edges and cut that out, slap that speaker in. Once we make the cutout, connect it to the existing speaker wire, rinse and repeat, and do that again on another side. All right, let's go. All right, cool, we got Gus up in the ladder. He's got the oscillating tool and he's got the hose for the vacuum. I got Justin over here assisting. He already made the mark in the ceiling. Let's go ahead and cut that. So let's go. It's gonna get a little noisy, folks. All right, there it is, folks. Gus has successfully cut out that larger hole diameter that we need for that 8-inch speaker. If you notice inside in the soffit, you're gonna notice that there is a metal bracket because the previous speakers had a metal bracket. So we bent that out of the way and Gus just cut that in there. And now it looks like, I got Justin over here. He is gonna do a test fit. Let's go ahead, all right, Gus is ready. I hand over the oscillating tool to Justin. He puts it away. And here's Gus. Let's see if we got a nice little perfect fit on that ring. There you go. Wow, look at that. Oh my God. Oh, look, he's clipping him in place. Go ahead. See that, folks? Oh, that was awesome. Look at that. All right, yeah. He takes the speaker wire out. Okay, here comes Justin with the speaker. Gus is ready to go. He's got the speaker wire ready to go. We got our red for our positive, and then we have our black for our negative right there, minus and plus, his and hers, up and down, left and right, whatever. Here we go. He's gonna pop that in there. Check that out. Super toolless. He's parking that speaker inside. Let's see. Hopefully we get a nice little perfect fit. There it is. Oh, wow. And then he's gonna, oh, look at that. He's locking it in place with the levers. Look at that. All right, let's slap a grill. Here comes Justin with the grill. Hand it over to Gus and check that out. Boom, beautiful. Magnetically attaching it to it with the built-in magnets in the speaker. Awesome. He did an amazing job, and now he's got to repeat that over there. So let's take that down. All right, Gus is making his way down the ladder. Justin is cleaning up over here. So we're gonna move this ladder over there and get that speaker looking just like that one. So then our happy bear gets to watch a movie tonight, right? All right, here's Gus doing a little friendly wipe down to make it a little better. Now, of course, folks, even though these speakers were painted, the grills, we're gonna come back another day and paint those. It turns out that the guys informed me that we were out of stock, out of spray paint. So we'll come back and spray those for the client. Let's just get that speaker installed. Okay, Gus is in place. He moved that ladder over, and there it is. He took out that grill. Justin is prepping the speaker right over here. We threw a nice little painter's cover over here on the client's seating, and now Gus is ready to take that speaker out. Gus is making an attempt to remove that speaker. Now remember, we just did that speaker over there, and he's using a box cutter blade around the edge of that speaker to make sure that we don't take out too much of the paint out. All right, and then he already undid the screws that are holding the speaker with the wing brackets that are holding the speaker in the ceiling. So let's see, he's gonna do that, and hopefully we get to take that speaker out. Okay, speaker's being a little stubborn, so Gus is gonna try to pry it loose with our shark crowbar from Racketeers. All right, see, ooh, there it is. Oh, we got it out. Not too bad, actually. Not much damage on there that I can see. All right, so take that out. Expose the wire, there it is. He's got that speaker out, folks. And normally, folks, when we're installing a speaker like this, we'll throw a laser right across, but because this speaker's already pre-installed, you know, the holes are already lined up, so Gus, all he's got to do is just kind of wing it, eyeball it right there, pencil it, mark it, and then cut it. So Gus is using our Racketeers shark crowbar, and then he's using a pair of snips so he can cut that bracket. Actually, not the, well, it's a template pre-construction bracket, which is made out of metal. And then we don't want to cut that when we're making our cutout in the sheetrock, so we're just kind of cutting it. See that, folks, right there? See if you can see that real good right there. There it is. So Gus is gonna kind of cut that a little bit, and then he's just gonna bend it out of the way for us to fit our speaker. Right, there it is. He's bending it out of place. Look at it, folks. See, he bent it out of place, and then all he's got to do is make our cutout and fit the speaker in. And just like that, Gus successfully cut that extra larger diameter that we needed to fit that speaker. Let's check that out. See that? Oh my God. Oh, that sounds good. All right, let me get out of the light right there. And it's gonna get, there's just an assistant putting the speaker, actually handling the speaker to Gus, so Gus can install it. And look, folks, look what Gus did. He made a donut ring out of that sheetrock that he cut. Look at that. Beautiful. And here's Justin. Let's see. Yeah. All right, there's Gus. He's connecting that speaker. Okay, putting positive to positive, negative to negative. Okay, and now let's go ahead and Gus, he's gonna dance that in there, twist it into play, and get that speaker installed. There you go. Beautiful. Look at that. Awesome. And just go ahead and get that grill. And just like that. All right, folks, so Gus and Justin successfully installed those two speakers that we're gonna be firing up in a few minutes and programming it. There's our projector back there, and they're just cleaning up over here. And folks, now because these speakers are a little bit larger in diameter, I have to program the AVR, which is the audio video receiver for the cinema, and I have to tell the receiver that we're using larger speakers. So that means that we're gonna get more mids and bit more bass out of those speakers. So those speakers are actually gonna sound a lot better, way a lot better than the ones in the back, the Atmos rears. So we might definitely get a call back from the client to replace them all and make them match and make that work. And then, so this system is actually controlled via Savant. So let me show you what that looks like. There it is. So here's our Savant remote. Okay, let me actually see what that looks like. So you can see that there it is. Okay, so he's got Verizon Fios, and then we also have Apple TV. And this is the remote that controls it, and it's made by Savant. We love Savant, actually. Not sponsored by them, but it's actually a great product, great controller. And then of course a Sony laser projector that's up here. Okay folks, looks like we're wrapping things up on this video. Also we're wrapping things up on this service call. So Justin, if you take a look on top, we got those two speakers installed. And those two speakers, I'm gonna stay behind. The guys are gonna take off and go to another stop. But I gotta stay behind and program these speakers on the system to let the system know that we got larger speakers up on the ceiling, so then the client can enjoy actually more wider mids and highs and a bit more bass out of these speakers. And what I'm gonna actually predict is that the client's actually gonna call us back so we can replace those two speakers in the back, because the two speakers that we install are gonna totally outperform those two rears back there. If you can see, folks, I fired up the projector chair. Check it out. We're actually projecting a nice little 4K image onto the screen. Check that out. The projector is on. All right. So I guess what we're gonna do is give you a little bit of cinema montage video, wrap it up, and then stay tuned for the next Home Media Blitz video.